Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm here to talk to you about psychology at Birmingham City University. My name is Dr Emily Coyne-Umfreville and I'm the current Deputy Head of the College of Psychology here at Birmingham City University. I'm going to talk to you a little bit to start with about what we mean by psychology. So psychology is defined by the British Psychological Society. So our courses here at BCU are actually accredited by the British Psychological Society, or BPS as they are often known. And they define this as the study of the mind, body and brain. And they talk very much about the fact that we are here in psychology to answer lots of questions. Why do you think, behave and feel the way you do, for example? How does that affect your memory? How does that affect how you communicate? And how does that impact on your ability to complete tasks? So here in psychology, we look at a very, very broad subject. We look at everything from the brain through to more sort of social aspects, where we look at perhaps how groups of people form and how friendships form. So it's a very, very wide subject. Now, why should you study psychology? Psychology is a really fantastic subject because you're actually going to get at the end of it an accredited degree, so professionally accredited by the British Psychological Society. And that allows you to go on to different careers in different areas of psychology. If you want more information about career paths, the British Psychological Society, so BPS website, is fantastic. It talks you through all the different ways that you can get into this subject area. This courses will also teach you to develop the ability to do research. We will help teach you to answer those questions that you might have, and particularly via your dissertation that you will do across any of our courses with us. We really help to develop your critical thinking skills. So in terms of your career and your sort of employability afterwards, this course will give you lots and lots of different core skills that are able to be transferred into lots of areas of work afterwards. We teach everything through practice-informed teaching, so we want to bring the real world to you. We want to look at what is happening in the world and how can psychology actually help us to understand that. And really, we're going to also help you with lots of kind of core skills around things like communication. We will teach you to write a short report, to write a longer report, to perhaps tailor the audience you are talking to. So perhaps we want you to talk to parents, or perhaps to explain to a teacher about some difficulties a child is going through. We will also teach you to present and how to sort of present that work, both orally as well as written. So at the end of this, you will have a lot of opportunities to sort of hone your communication skills and improve on those. I'll just talk to you briefly about the courses that we are offering here today. So we have got a couple of options of our undergraduate courses. These are 3-year courses and they are accredited by the BPS, the British Psychological Society. You can see their logo here on the slide as well. So we've got our what we often call our single honours, so our BSc Psychology, and this is a 3-year programme. We also have our BSc Psychology with Criminology, 3-year programme as well. With the psychology programme, your focus is purely on psychology, and you will have optional modules where you are able to choose different aspects of psychology that interest you. With the psychology and criminology programme, you're going to be studying about 70% psychology, and the other 30% will be taught by our criminology department here at BCU. With that programme, you get slightly fewer optional modules, but some of those criminology modules do allow you to choose which area you're interested in. If you're interested in going into something like forensic psychology, looking at criminal behaviour, then the psychology and criminology course would be really well suited for you. In terms of those optional modules, so I mentioned a few, and I just wanted to show you that actually we have a huge range of optional modules. We're constantly updating these, so some, there may well be new modules that are appearing into this portfolio as well. A few interesting modules, things like parapsychology, looking at the paranormal and how that sort of impacts. And the assessment for that is you can create a podcast. So really, really interesting. We have things that link into different career paths, such as counselling psychology, cultural psychology, educational, forensic, occupational, as well as having things that will sort of interest you if you're interested in educational psychology, such as intellectual disabilities and infancy. If you're interested in health psychology, we have aspects around sort of stress and health, health psychology, and lots of options around that as well. So there's a huge range of those optional modules. I'm just going to switch slightly and just talk briefly about our MSc Forensic Psychology. So MSc Forensic Psychology is another accredited course. This is a master's course, so this is a postgraduate course. So you will have already completed your undergraduate degree and you're transferring across to this course. This course is also accredited by the BPS, and it provides the first step, which is known as stage 1, towards becoming a chartered psychologist in the forensic area. So if you do want to become a forensic psychologist, again, this is a really, really relevant course for you to be able to do to get that first step towards chartership. This course is, again, very practical, lots of sort of really practical skills for working within prison settings, within different forensic settings, might be sort of more educational settings, and you're taught by expert members of staff who have got experience working within those settings. The course also has a lot of research base to it, so there's lots of opportunities to take part in different research projects, as well as carrying out your own dissertation as well. One really popular aspect of this course is the mock trial experience that takes place, and this is always something that the students really, really enjoy. So I'll talk to you a little bit now about why BCU, so why join us here at Birmingham City University. So one thing we are really, really proud of is we have recently been awarded Gold for Student Experience. And this was in the Teaching Excellence Framework that was carried out by the Office for Students, who are part of the UK government. And they basically recognised that BCU gives a really, really good experience to our students. We have lots and lots of sort of focus on the student experience. We want you to come and have a transformative, life-changing experience with us here. You will get a personal tutor who is your dedicated personal tutor and will go with you throughout that journey here with us at BCU. That personal tutor will look after your academic as well as your pastoral needs. So they will be there to sort of, check you are okay. And that's really, really nice, particularly if you are going to be, moving away from home and perhaps a different country for this course as well. In terms of that student experience, there's lots and lots of opportunities to get involved with trips. So to get, on the different trips to see different parts of England and go and sort of experience some different offerings. Every year we take the students to Shrewsbury Prison. It's no longer a prison, it's now a museum. And this is a picture here of one of our lecturers, Dr Emily Harrison, in the prison, all dressed up in the prison suit. We also have lots of opportunities to go to the theatre, to go to Manchester, London, and actually have a look at that psychology in the real world environment. We have a newsletter that we create each month that is actually created with the students. So if you're interested in that, there's opportunities to get involved. We also do lots of social events. You know, we understand for students that university has a very big social element as well as, you know, the work that comes with it. So we do film nights, we do quizzes where the staff will get involved and things as well. So it's a nice way to get to know your lecturers a little bit better. We offer a really nice opportunity to become a volunteer research assistant. And this is where you can actually take part in some of the staff research projects that are happening within the college. We've had lots and lots of really successful students taking part in projects and often going on to get publications and things as a result. So again, just another really nice way to get to know the members of staff. We also have opportunities to get involved with things like the writing retreats for the dissertation, both at postgraduate and undergraduate, and also lots of support towards careers. At the end of your course, we know that you are, you know, making that step into the world of work, and we want to support that journey. So we invite lots and lots of speakers to come in and talk to you. We do a really nice podcast series and lots of opportunities to get involved. So in terms of our psychology staff then, we do adhere to the BPS staff student ratio. So that means that for every 20 students we have on the undergraduate, we need 1 member of staff. And for the postgraduate, the MSc Forensic, for every 10 students, we need 1 member of staff. And that is really good for you as students because it means there's plenty of staff who can actually come and support you with your work, with your reading, with your assessments. We've got psychologists that cover all of the broad areas of psychology. So we've got people who are from the chartered areas like health and forensic and counselling and occupational, as well as having staff who are sort of more research and applied. We've got over 80 members of staff here in the College of Psychology at various levels. We have 3 psychology technicians who help run our psychology laboratories and actually help with a lot of the research, both for staff and students. They run additional workshops for students so you can learn to use the EEG, the brain scanning technology we have, as well as things like the eye tracker. And if you want to go into a research career, that can be a really excellent way to gain some additional things to put on your CV. We also have a nice big student PhD group. So there's over 20 of them, and that's really, really nice. They get quite involved in our sort of research, come to our meetings and things. So there's a really nice overlap. And if that's something you're thinking about in the future, there's a really nice progression. Quite a few of our staff in the department did their undergraduate degree with us, then they've done their PhD, and now they're actually working with us. So really nice opportunity. So just to touch on our psychology labs a little bit then. So we've got some really, really nice state-of-the-art psychology labs. We've got labs that are dedicated to EEG. So this is the brain scanning. You can see the little picture on the top left there. We've also got eye tracking labs as well as specific labs that are good for using for cognitive sort of work. We've also got an observation lab with the one-way mirror, so we can go into the control room and we can actually look at what is happening in that observation room. That can be fantastic for work around focus groups. We have a specific food lab which has a kitchen based in it, which has passed all of the food hygiene standards. So you can do studies around perhaps which choice of snack people would choose to eat while revising for an exam, just as an example. And we also have dedicated computer labs that you can go and use at any time as well as our psychology students. In terms of additional resources, lots and lots of our books are e-books, so you can access them anywhere you are, as well as obviously having books in the library in print. The equipment that we've got then to go with these labs, we've got a couple of different eye trackers. We've got one called the Toby and the iLink, and they do slightly different things, but eye tracking basically allows us to look at exactly where somebody is looking. So it can be really helpful. For example, we've been doing a nice study about food labelling. When somebody looks at a food packet, where do they look first? Where might they go to look for that nutrition information, for example? And that can be used really well with the eye tracking. We also have things like VR, so virtual reality. We have banks of iPads that students can use. Quite a few of our master's students have recently been using those to collect data with different groups of people. We've got online research facilities such as Question Pro, that is a questionnaire builder online, and Gorilla that actually builds online experiments. We also have psychometric testing bank and lots of different equipment for recording visual and audio. So lots of options to really get involved with the research here. I've touched upon careers and placements a little bit earlier, but this is something we're really passionate about because, you know, university is one step towards that final career for you. So we do these really regular in conversation with. These are podcasts where we invite different speakers in. We try to make sure those speakers are in all areas that are interesting to students. And we love it when students suggest new people that we could invite. We also do events with our alumni, so students who have already completed their degree and come back. We also do career conferences where you can come and meet employers and, you know, have a chat. So lots and lots of options. We also have placements, which are really fantastic. One of my psychology and criminology students recently has done a placement in the prison and has had a really interesting experience and has actually managed to secure a job there after she finishes her course. So really fantastic. Placements are optional options that can be taken with the undergraduate degrees and as an option with our postgraduate as well. A new thing that we've just got in, which we're quite excited about here in psychology, and they're not brilliant photos yet because we haven't had the official ones taken. This is our new VR body swaps. So body swaps is a piece of software that we have bought into that allows us to basically learn employability skills. So you can put the VR headset on, and we've bought 25 headsets within the college. And you can put that headset on and actually have a go at a mock interview. Whilst you're doing that interview, it will give you live feedback about how you are doing. It might say, try to slow down. It might say, stop moving your hands. It may say, give eye contact. So it will give you that live feedback. After the interview, what you can do is the body swapping part, and you can actually swap places with the person who was interviewing and watch your interview back. And this can be really fantastic for building those sort of skills around interviewing and much softer skills. So we're really excited about that, and we're embedding that into various modules so that you can actually have a go with this software. So thank you very much for listening today. There'll be an opportunity now to answer any questions that you may have about any of our courses or about joining us here at Birmingham City University. But thank you so much for joining us today. It really means a lot, and we hope to see you in the future.